Hey everybody, Ian from IanArthurs.com here with another video for you. As usual, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So today's video, I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on learning the modes. Now this video is not a comprehensive lesson on how to play all of them, what they are, that whole situation. It's just to give you kind of, I think, some guidance on how to go about learning them, because I think that alone is very, very complex and very misleading. So my thought on the modes, you'll see a lot of takes on it where people try to teach the modes as part of a bigger picture. And if you know anything about the modes at all, what I'm talking about is, I'll start with the C major scale. Here's essentially what the modes are in a very short, simple explanation. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, that's the C major scale. That's also known as the C Ionian mode. So the D Dorian mode would be D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. It's the same notes of the C major scale, it just starts on D and it ends on D. That's true. So far that all works out, and that's true for every single one. If you start on E to E, F to F, G to G, so on and so on, they all have different names that go with them. But what I think this is lacking is a true explanation of how to use them practically. You might be able to understand on paper that the modes are just all one scale, starting and ending on different degrees. Cool, great, we got that. That doesn't give you any information on how to apply them though. And that's my big issue. So I don't love that approach. I know I just gave you that approach, but I just want you to have a basis for where I'm coming from. That's not the way to do it in my opinion. What I think you should do is separate every mode individually outside of it and not look at the entire key of C, for instance, as being the foundation of all of it. Instead, take the D Dorian mode, learn it as a separate position. So I'll put it right here up next to me. Here's D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and then E, F, G, A, B, C, D octave there. So that's the D Dorian mode. And then learn how to solo in that spot. Get to know it really well. Look up every song you can that uses the Dorian mode and learn what the chord progressions are that it's coming from. And do that constantly for a long time. That's where people go wrong, is they do that and they say, oh, okay, here's a song that uses the Dorian mode. I understand the Dorian mode. Well, like anything in music, there are countless examples of different progressions with chords in different orders, different options that you can choose that will still be the Dorian mode. Learn all those variations the best you can. You're not literally going to learn all of them, but you know what I mean. Try to get well versed in as much Dorian content as you can before you move on and do the next one. Once you have that, now you can go ahead and say do the Aeolian, for instance, which in the key of C, our Aeolian mode, would be A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. It's also just known as the minor scale, right? The natural minor. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, that's used very commonly for songwriting, for soloing, for all sorts of stuff. You just need to then explore that on its own terms. Look up every song you can of what songs, if you do a Google search, what songs use the Aeolian mode. You'll probably find countless, or what songs use the Aeolian mode. It doesn't have to be A, but what songs use the Aeolian mode. You'll find countless examples. Learn all of those the best you can. Process those. Get to know what those sound like. Then move on to the next one. I really struggle with the idea of learning, once again, the C major scale and that all of the modes are part of that. Because that's an abstract concept to me musically, that one key is 7 keys. It's very hard to process unless you already kind of know what it is. If you already know what it is, yeah, it's easy, it makes sense. If you don't, that's not going to get you anywhere when you're trying to learn how to play modes. So that's my big take on it. That's my hot take here. Take the modes individually, learn one mode at a time, learn a lot of songs that use those modes. Like we said, I'm sure just a quick Google search will give you a lot of examples for each individual mode, and listen to them, get to know them, play the mode a lot, spend a lot of time with them. Don't rush it. And then whenever you're ready, go on to the next one. And then you'll start to understand them on each of their own terms instead of trying to think of it as this overarching theory of it's part of something else. They are part of something else, but they're not as well. They really do need to be looked at on their own terms. So that's my hot take. Let me know what you think about it, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.